Hey guys, Mary here, and this is my first YouTube video. Hopefully it'll be the start of many, and it'll be mostly reviews of TV shows and movies and stuff like that I've watched. Hopefully I'll get my friends to come along and do it with me because I know they have some stuff to say as well. Just for now, it's just me, in all my glory. But anyway, so today I thought I would talk about something that's really easy for me to talk about. It's a show I watched pretty recently and actually finished, I want to say last week, is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. A very mainstream anime. Very, I think it's a show that everybody has watched, and if they haven't watched it, probably will watch. Um, it was given to me. That box set was handed to me by one of my friends in college, Andrew. He said to me, "Hey, Aaron, have you ever seen this?" And I was like, "No, I haven't seen it. Like, never really wanted to. It was like very mainstream, and I just people were hyping it up, and I never really wanted to watch it. I'm one of these people. I don't like the hype. I don't like hype. I don't like being disappointed. I don't like being disappointed by hype. I really don't. But he handed me that. I said, "Watch that. Don't have to watch it now. Watch it whenever, but watch it." I was like, "Okay, fine, whatever." And I took it. And I was like, "Just to get it off my back." But I don't regret watching it. From the start, I was hooked. Just now, it's dubbed. So, for those who don't like dubbed, please hear me out. Vic Mignogna is the one that does the voice of the protagonist. He is my favorite voice actor. Vic Mignogna also voices another character, Crow in Ruby, and I love him. I love him so much. But anyway, Full Alchemist has everything I need in it. Has comedy, has action, has a little, couple of moments there, but you're just like, oh, tugs on the old heartstrings. But the characters, more specifically, three characters actually, like three characters, jump out at me and kind of they stick in my mind, and they're not even the main characters. Don't get me wrong, Edward Ulrich and Alphonse, phenomenal family value, phenomenal, storyline and mission. The three characters I loved the most were Roy Mustang, um, Alex Louise Armstrong, and Greed. Yes, I I loved one of the antagonists, Greed. I'll go into more detail with them in a minute, but I'll give Edward and Alphonse the credit they deserve. I'm an only child, so I don't know what it's like to have a brother, but I always imagined having a brother would be, it'd be like having someone to have your back. It'd be like having someone who is there when you need them. And watching Full Metal Alchemist and seeing that was kind of refreshing for me. It was much nicer than seeing the siblings, fighting all the time and working together towards a goal. And the love they have for each other was just phenomenal. It was amazing. Just the fact that they would do anything to make sure the other's okay, and they would never be without each other. Like that's what I always imagined having a brother would be like. Now I've had friends who were really close to me, but I don't have a biological brother. I'm an only child, which is, yeah, it's okay, I guess. Anyway, what I also like is the fact that in the anime itself, the world is kind of like set up to understand that there is a discriminatory idea against people of a different nationality, Ishvalan, which was kind of like, it's kind of relevant to like modern day in the idea of, racism and stuff, but it tackled it quite well, and the idea that like they explained why there is such a big problem, and the fact that they explained it is kind of something I like. I don't like when people, not people, I should say, when writers introduce a concept but don't explain it. And you're just like, what the fuck? Tell me what do you want me to say? Do you want me to like guess, like pull a fucking thing out the hat? I don't know. You gotta explain this shit to me. I'm not a rocket science. I wasn't there when you wrote it. I'm not in your head. Anyway, I like that. Now, I said there are three characters that I really liked. One of them was Roy Mustang. Actually, no. I'll leave him till last because he's my all-time favorite. I'll go with Alex Louise Armstrong. Big guy. Like, the typical big muscly guy. Whenever he gets a chance, he's shirtless. That's not why I like him. He acts as probably one of the funniest characters in the show, without meaning to be. He has this demeanor about him that he's very, very jovial in the way he speaks. That he can be serious, but 95% of the time he's very jovial about the way he carries himself. And the idea that he randomly gets shirtless and he starts hugging people, it's great, and he gets really emotional over small things. And it's funny to see a guy that big get really emotional and get really sappy, because it's just like, you wouldn't expect it from him. And he has this really funny kind of like idea of family values, that he loves his sister, who is also in the show, Olivier, and he will do anything for her, but that's unrequited, and she finds him to be a burden, and he does all he can to try and get over that, which is hilarious. But he plays a much bigger role in the show than I think he is given credit for. I actually don't think he gets enough screen time. He just... I can't rave about him enough, to be honest. He made me laugh. He made me cry. He made me excited. He did a lot in the show without meaning to. And all he did was just, put his fists together, crack them, give good advice. That's why I liked him. Greed. Now, there are two versions of Greed in the show. There's an earlier version, and there's the version that I really like. The reason I like Greed is because he's cocky. He's greed. He essentially is greed. He wants everything, but he can't have it. He's cocky. He's kind of, not, how do I say this? He's condescending. That's what I was looking for, in the sense that he knows he can take on anyone and win. He knows he's tough. He knows he can hurt people and do what he wants. He's an antagonist. He can do what he wants. But he changes, like, halfway through. Like, he stops being this character where I see him, I'm like, oh my god, there's going to be a fight out, to, I don't know what he's going to do. Like, halfway through the actual anime itself, he becomes more of a protagonist. And I fell in love with it. I just, even when he was on the antagonist side, he kept pushing Edward to do better, to fight harder. And without realizing it, he became actually one of the reasons I kept watching the show. I don't know. He's probably one of my favorite characters, as I said. It's just, there's no more to say on him. He's funny, he's cocky, he's tough. And then by the end, he has a very ironic turn. He gives up the body he was working so hard to get in order to help Edward and everyone, defeat the main antagonist. And it's probably one of the most satisfying deaths of all. Because it's a character development chain. It's a complete turnaround in what he was. And it is one of the most satisfying deaths ever. Now, that's Greed and Alex Louise. Roy Mustang. I don't even know what to begin. From the get-go, he had me hooked. He really did. The very first scene I remember from him was them explaining he's a flame alchemist. He uses fire. He burns things. Typical flame user. And it was explained that he can't use it on a rainy day or when he's wet, which makes perfect sense. But the very first thing I see him do is, on a rainy day, he tries to use it. And it's funny to watch him go from being so serious to being so naive and stupid. And it's not even that. Like, he can be naive and stupid, but there are parts in the show where he is phenomenally intelligent, and he just blows your mind as to how he's figuring things out. by the end, you realize how ruthless he is, though. He's funny. He's very, very protective of his lieutenant, Riza Hawkeye, best female support ever. But he's ruthless when he goes after someone who took his friend. Ruthless. I mean, subpar Super Saiyan shit right now. Just completely destroying him, just like burning him alive and just, not stopping until the guy is dead. It is fantastic to watch. As, sadistic as that sounds for me to say, I enjoyed it. I loved Roy Mustang. I actually asked my friend, would he cosplay as him, just so I could see it, because it's fun. He's fantastic as a character, really is. Like, I can't rave about him enough. But that's just the characters. The show as a whole, it is probably one of the few I'll give a 10 out of 10 to. Highly recommend it if you haven't seen it, which I probably assume you would have at this point. I'd highly recommend you do watch it. The only other show I'll give 10 out of 10 is One Piece. And this show, to me, is like on par with One Piece. And I think One Piece is fucking flawless. 64 episodes. And I went through it very quickly. With college, with assignments, with going out with friends, I still made time to watch this. It is fantastic. It is, I don't know, it's just that the design of it was beautiful. The scenery was fantastic. The idea of equivalent exchange was perfectly thought out. There was no detail that wasn't explained. Everything was perfectly understood by the end. And just, so many twists and turns. So many, what the fuck moments. Like, I'm not going to spoil it on you if you haven't seen it, but if you haven't seen it, please do watch it. It is amazing. Plus fact too, Vic Mignogna voicing Edward. It's amazing. The problem he has being called short just makes the show fantastic. It goes from being really serious to being really funny so quickly. And I honestly can't. I thought that would be the best way to start this YouTube channel, would be to talk about something I really, really enjoyed. Now, I'm actually sad I have to give that back to Andrew, because I really, really want to watch it again. But I can't. It's 64 episodes. It'll take me forever to watch again, because I'll just keep watching the same episodes over and over and over again. But I think I'll leave it there. I didn't want to go too long this time, because I don't want to rave and bore you guys. But yeah, like and subscribe if you want more reviews or whatever. If you don't, I don't really mind. You don't have to listen to me. I know I can be boring. By all means, give me your comments about the show. I'm fully open to a conversation about why someone isn't as good a character as I think they are, or if I left someone out. By all means, comment away. I'm not going to, I'll try and get back to y'all eventually. But yeah, I think that will do it for now, guys. I'll try and get up another video sometime soon. I'm hopefully going to get them up one a day. I don't know when I'm going to do, what I'm going to talk about, but I'll figure it out.